So basically, I got a carrier bag full of weed. And I gave him it. I said, "Yeah, mate, I got this for you." He's like, "What?" He said, "I'm only here 2 days."
He said, "I only wanted a couple of joints."
He said, "I wanted a couple of joints." I gave him a fucking carrier bag full of weed.
So anyway, but this, as good people do who don't smoke weed, we had this leftover weed, and we're like, "We got a great idea. Let's make brownies." And so
use a carrier bag full.
Well, we used a lot.
There was a lot
of
weed
we had
and
a
brownies.
Tray bake of brownies.
Aye.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
I've never even had edible weed. To where Paul Mort talks shit. If you're watching on YouTube, this is not a scene from fucking fake casting couch, anything like that. We're actually in where are we?
Village Hotel.
A Village Hotel in Solihull, Birmingham, for our American friends. And I'm here with producer Mark, who is currently sitting on the bed. At least he's took his shoes off. Polite.
It's my bed. I'm sleeping in it tonight.
Where's that Lotus, bro?
This is the most random podcast I've ever done. And I'm also, by the way, this is Paul Mort Talk Shit. I'm Paul Mort. That's Mark Reeder. And I'm here with my dude, Mr. Chris Brown.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm good.
Mate, I'm excited about this. Do you know what? I was just saying to the lads there before, I still haven't come up with like the perfect opening. Like, I know how to end a show, but I'm not quite sure how to start a show other than Paul Mort Talk Shit with today I'm talking shit with, and then I don't know what to say.
Well, I think you were just saying about 2014. From that point onwards, that's when your memory kind of started.
Yes, all right. Well, first I want to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate MASH? 10 being one of the best foods ever.
Less than Roasties, but more than Hasselbacks.
That's so specific.
You know what's crazy? Anybody who's listened to the first episode, they're like, what the fuck are these guys on about? However, listen, that's a good opportunity for you to rewind back and start at fucking episode 1, much, innit?
Yeah, it is.
So, Chris is here. I've known Chris a long time. I'm not going to explain the story. But Chris, what's your fucking deal?
What's my deal?
What's your deal?
What's my deal?
What's your deal? So Chris is I'll explain who Chris is, right? So Chris, I was thinking about this before. Chris, I met Chris in 2000, and my memory's so bad.
2010.
2010.
Back in 2009 it was.
Back in 2009, where I was probably having some kind of fucking meltdown in my life. It was right before my son was born. Chris was due to start some coaching program with me. I'm sure he gave me his last fucking 500 quid.
Yeah, I did.
And then
legitimately
for the last 4 or 5 years, Chris has been in the background inside of Unstartable, running all those fucking amazing ads that you see for the clip video, for the book, for the audiobook, etc. That was Chris's thing, but we've done a lot of things in between. You're gonna hear some funny shit here. So me and Chris have done a lot of shit in between.
We had boot camps together, didn't we?
We had boot camps together. We had a franchise together. We've got really fucking stoned together. We've done a little. We might have done a little bit of fucking sniff.
Let's get on that one.
We've done a little bit of sniff. We've done a little bit of
because I'm interested in this.
We've done a little bit of snifferoo together. We've done all sorts. I don't know where to start with this. So, normally I know where to start, but I don't know where to start with this.
You want to start with that story? Haven't you heard that story?
I've heard bits and pieces of it.
We were out in Marbella when Paul was living there. We had this mastermind. Well,
I wouldn't say living.
Existing there.
Mate, what year was that?
It must have been like 2000.
Well, Nina hadn't been born.
It was 2012 because that was what I was saying about LA. We went to LA after. That's probably why we can't remember it that much.
Fucking hell, did we?
Yeah. So basically, you had that mastermind.
Yeah, I ran a
guy
business
called
mastermind.
Pete was like, dude, can you get me some weed?
Oh, yeah.
And then Paul didn't know quantities.
Well, weed wasn't my thing because I was just a fucking cokehead then, right? A proper wreckhead on the coke, right? I shouldn't even be laughing about this because everyone, what are you talking about? Well, listen, I'm just going to tell you the fucking truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was a proper sniffhead back then, and this kid said, listen, I'm coming out for this event. Can you get some weed? So I was like, I didn't want to look like a mong. Weed wasn't my thing.
Like €100,
I didn't want to look like a fucking dog, right? I was like, the last time I had weed was when I was at school. I used to get 5 deals. 5 deals of fucking brown, what's that called? Dope. 5 tack.
Tack. Squidgy block.
I'd never had tax since I'd never got weed since I bought like a £5 fucking wrap. And it was wrapped in tin foil. I used to put it on a can, poke holes in the can and smoke the weed right before an exam. Horrendous, right? Anyway, so the kid that got me coke off at the time, I said, mate, can you get us any weed? He says, how much? I was like, loads. I said, I'll give you 100, because obviously when I was buying coke, it was like fucking 60 euros a gram there.
Yeah.
It's fucking mint. And I used to I can't believe I'm talking about this on here.
A sack like that.
So I got a carrier bag full of weed. I gave me, I said, yeah, mate, I got this for you. He said, what? He said, I'm only here 2 days.
He said, I only wanted a couple of joints.
He said, I wanted a couple of joints. I gave him a fucking carrier bag full of weed.
So anyway, but this, as good people do who don't smoke weed, we had this leftover weed, and we're like, we got a great idea. Let's make brownies.
Aye.
And so
use a carrier bag full.
Well, we used a lot.
There was a lot
of
weed
we had
and brownies.
Tray bake of brownies.
Aye.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
I've never even had edible weed at all, ever.
Yeah, it's a different type of.
It's massive now
man,
as well.
Like,
but mate,
I had mine.
I thought you were gonna die.
Our friend Luca and him were like half an hour behind me. I had it.
I was my friend Luca from the States came as well.
And I was literally like sat on the couch and I was like, and they were like, you are so fucked. But I couldn't stop laughing.
I didn't say it like that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I said, you're so fucked, you.
I couldn't stop laughing,
You're
right?
so fucked, man.
Couldn't stop laughing, like, hysterically, because I was like, you don't even know what's about to happen here. Like, I was like, you're laughing at me.
What,
but
it hit you half an hour earlier?
Yeah, because I ate mine before them.
Yeah.
And I was like, legitimately, like, wetting myself thinking, you have no idea what's about to happen. The hell is about to unleash you.
I was fucking ill.
Oh, mate. He was just...
I was telling Lesley, it rings an ambulance. You can't ring his ambulance. I'm fucked.
He was walking up and down the corridor, and all I could hear was his feet just pattern, like he's storming up and down.
Like this. I was like, I think I'm going to die. My heart is, you can't ring an ambulance. Right, and then Lesley was on a fucking whitey. Lesley was on a whitey. Honestly, mate.
It was...
I've got a funny story about weed edibles. So I was in Amsterdam with my ex, and it was the first time we went. We'd got the ferry. She was seasick and everything.
Oh, it's horrendous, that ferry.
Got there, had a walk about, and she went, bearing in mind she didn't touch weed or anything, and she went, I really want to try it. I went, I'm more than down, if we'll go. Went to the Bulldog Cafe, got 3.
Classic.
I don't know why we got 3.
Now you're in trouble if it's called the Bulldog Cafe.
It's a classic.
Well, it's like
where you go, classic.
The OG.
Is it?
Yeah. So we got 3 like brownies, and then got back to the hotel room. I went, right, I'm gonna have like 1. She was like, right, I'm gonna have 1. I was like, bearing in mind you've never touched green in your life, I would say take half.
Yeah.
She was like, no, if you're having 1, I'm having 1. So I was like, all right, okay. Both had 1. 45 minutes passed, nothing happened. I went, actually, I'm going to have that other one because we're waiting to go out for food. So I went to have it, and she was like, oh, well, if you're having another half, I'm having another half. I was like...
Was the problem it probably tasted good as well, did it?
Yeah, that's the problem.
So it's not like smoking a joint.
No.
Joints are disgusting. Smoking's disgusting.
45 minutes, nothing. And we're like, right, however, we'll go for food. So we went out, and it was this proper posh restaurant. And I knew what the feeling was. I was like, right, it's coming, it's going to start.
The end of the earth is
and I just
upon
looked
us.
up from the menu because we're reading, and she was in like hysterics, just laughing at herself the way I came over.
It's not like you can hide it, right? In Amsterdam, it's like it's not like everybody doesn't know what's going
I'm
on.
not being funny. I did no laughing that night. Mate, there was no fucking...
You were borderline panic attack for 5 hours.
I was borderline fucking jumping off the fucking balcony. I was fucking flying off the balcony. Mate, Luca still talks about it now. So Luca, he was over from the States, so he stayed in a hotel because he was staying with us. And he said that he was in the room on his own, on a whitey. He said he was fucking running through the streets because he thought there was fucking pterodactyls swooping down on him.
Wait, he said he was on the phone with his mate, and he was like, I'm gonna have to go. I don't even know who you are.
I don't know where I am. Mate, honestly, I've never touched an edible weed since then. I've probably only smoked weed once since 2012.
Mate, that was heavy. Because
that was fucking horrific.
Yeah, like
in fact, the next time I smoked weed, I smoked it through an apple with me dad. Me dad. This was probably 2012 as well. Actually, it might have been. I don't know if it was probably after then. I remember that it was probably the leftovers from that time. Actually, I'd fucking 2 years worth of weed. In 2012, I was still a fucking clip back then. And then me dad had never smoked weed so he's 66 now. So in 2012, he must have been 60.
Yeah.
60-year-old. 58 was he? See me mass 2012. I've got no idea. I only know me life from 2014.
That's it. Yeah, forward.
So me fucking me dad, I remember him. He was like, you know what dads are like. So it was an apple with a fucking pen in it, right, sticking out of it with some tin foil on the top. I'm so mad at that. When did me dad? You fucking
apple pipe.
58 with an apple pipe. Shite this. Shite. Fucking pointless this, son. Shite. I'm sure he's shite. What's the fucking point in this, like? Next thing I know,
22 minutes
I'm
later,
sitting outside baked, right? My dad's in the bath going, me dad, actually, no, me dad's, I've heard me dad in the bath just making weird noises. Right? Do you know when you've got a bathroom that's like, the bathroom window's open, I'm out in the garden and all like that, my dad making really weird noises. Like that.
Do you know it's a game over?
I know they use motorboat me mum, he's going, came outside after that, just with the towel on, said, Dad, son, seen those clouds, man? Seen them clouds there? That's the last time, man. Mate, that was
yeah, we went to LA after that.
Well, he was just saying, Chris was just saying there before. He was like, remember when we went to LA? I was like, no. I literally, mate, this is how fucked up I was then. Because you got to remember, that smoking weed that weekend that was just like a normal thing for me. Like, but I wasn't doing weed. I was doing a lot of fucking coke to just fill a void. Fill a fucking void, aye.
Yeah, the ride to the airport was horrendous because I think for like 2 days after we had a massive like lag effect off that. Like it was
Like you just told us I walk out an event.
Well, yeah, we went to James Malinchak, Big Money Speaker, 2012.
Aye.
And literally got to like...
Was it a 3-day event? Might even
it was like a 3 or 4 day event, yeah. It was heavy. I'm like the kind of person, I'm like, I'm gonna stick it out, like I'm gonna grind out. Paul's there by like half an hour into the first session. I'm done. I'm out. And then he disappears for about 3 hours and he comes back after lunch. Comes back for half an hour again. He's like, fuck it, I'm off. I'm out.
It's mad, innit?
Tapping out.
That's what my attention span was like back then.
Terrible, man. Like,
it's fucking mad, that, innit?
And then, speaking of event, well, actually, we went to the Lakers game as well.
I can't even remember that.
Can't remember that. We've seen Kobe Bryant, Lakers game.
Who did we go
seen
with?
Denzel.
It's just me and you.
Me, you, John Latok.
John Latok came?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's mad. We're talking about people that no one has any idea who we're talking about here. I mean, they might know who fucking Kobe Bryant is.
Well, in Denz, yeah.
Aye.
Another event.
Are you talking about Dennis Rodman?
No, Denz. He was in the crowd.
Who's that?
And,
oh, was he?
Yeah, and Jack Nicholson as well.
Mate, how bad is that? I've got no memory of going to a fucking LA Lakers game.
That's pretty crazy.
And then this must have been just before your major breakdown. 2014, going to New York. Me, you, Luca, Krebs.
Oh, shit.
Trav.
Yes.
Trav didn't make it. I can't remember. Trav didn't make it.
This is the first time I'd experienced a real panic attack.
Yeah.
Right? So I did an event in Manchester, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did a massive event in Manchester. I was about 100 people there. And it was a marketing event where I made everyone dress up.
I've heard about
he
it.
came as a massive cock.
Yeah.
And then I stole his costume because mine was shit. And then I fucked the costume because it had to be blown up a little bit and I fucked it. So just like a big floppy cock.
My brain, your business. That's what it was.
So anyway, I did this event and then I was living in Marbella at the time actually then because I remember flying home.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I'd ever had a proper panic attack. And I remember getting on a flight at Manchester Airport.
Yeah.
Where were you flying from?
I must have been flying from Manchester maybe just before you or like the day before.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. So we were supposed to meet a few of our American friends, one of our friends from Australia. And I went and I remember sitting down on this flight and I remember I had nothing to do, which anyone that's ever heard us talking about anxiety, I have to have something to do.
Yeah.
So I sat down. I'm in the middle seat for a start. I'm not a massive fan of the middle seat. Right?
You don't think anybody is?
Right now. Not a massive fan of the middle seat. There's only 3 seats. And I didn't really buy anything in the airport. Like now, mate, even now, I buy about 4 books.
Yeah.
2 fucking magazines.
Yeah.
I get 10,000 steps into the airport. Not even kidding. 10,000 steps. Leslie's like, go and do your thing, Paul. 10,000 steps. Spending money on shit. Sometimes I don't even open the book.
Yeah.
I've left magazines on airplanes. Just like, where's that magazine you bought? I left it on an airplane. I didn't even
I
open
always
it.
do that as well.
Mate, I'm so bad. And I remember I didn't have anything and I sat down. I'm thinking, fuck, I've got nothing to do here. I'm like, oh, I'll watch a movie. And it was a fucking flip down.
Where it's everybody.
Have you ever seen these?
Yeah.
Have you? You're old enough.
Yeah.
So the flip down thing where it's everyone.
Yeah. Flight movie.
And you plug your headphones in.
You plug your fucking headphones in and then this is really bad. 2 obese people sat either side of us.
Okay.
Check this out. Get off.
Yeah.
Got off the flight.
Yeah, just got
I
up.
said I'm getting off. Like you can't see. I said, watch. I'm getting off. I got off. Right. What about your cases? Not fucking bothered. I'm off. You know what I mean, mate? When I lose it, it's fucking.
I just got I got a text off him. Got off the flight. I just like,
He was sticking with a parachute on without.
fuck. I thought he meant like, I was like, what, in New York? No. Didn't leave.
Aye. So I had to get interviewed by immigration and everything to come back to knock out on the thing. Mate, the flight must have been delayed for everyone that was on it by fucking ages.
Yeah.
Because
Just
they've got to
'cause
get
You have
my
to get
cases back off.
everybody's baggage off, and then everyone's.
Aye, so I didn't get the chance to say sorry.
probably-
So if you're on that flight, 2012, 20 was it
14,
2012?
2014.
Oh, because Max was born. 2014 must have been the start of 2014. I'm sorry.
Probably people still tell stories about
Probably. I'm really sorry. That time they got delayed on a flight from
that.
Manchester.
Weirdo got off the flight.
Here's what's mad. I couldn't get home.
Loud as
I didn't know how to get home. Lesley was in, and I ended up going. Check this out. Check this out. I ended up going. I had a mate. One of my best mates was working in Crewe, and he picked us up on the way home. And then we went to Butlins. We had nowhere to live. We had nowhere
Oh
to
yeah,
live.
Les had to come back over.
So
and get
Leslie's
them too.
plan was to stay with her mum and dad, and I was like, back then I couldn't fucking. When we used to go on holiday, I used to stay in my own room
Yeah.
because I couldn't be around anyone. That's mad, that.
Well,
Well,
anyone that's ever shared a hotel room with you will attest to that. In LA, that time in LA, it was like 2 a.m. in the morning. Turns the lights on. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, he's like, I'm awake.
we're in London the other week, and I was like, Paul, all I could do is just tap her into the toilet. I was like, do you fucking tap dance in your sleep? Literally just constantly. I was like, what are you doing at the toilet 40 times a night?
I think I've got more Paul Mort stories than maybe
you
anyone else
probably
has.
have. Mate, I was probably looking for food.
Probably.
I was probably looking
What
for
about?
food.
Well, think about. Oh man, so many.
I remember one time I had a really long flight meeting. This guy called John Latalk, right? He was my business partner and a thing way back when. And I fucking, this is mad. The jet lag was kind of bad. What fucked, right? We'd either flew to Vegas or might have been LAX, right? And then we had a 3-hour drive from the airport to Alan Cosgrove's gym, right?
I remember.
We went to Alan Cosgrove's internship, the fitness guy, and we're so fucking tired, right? Anyway, there was 2 beds, and I woke up in the middle of the night, went for a piss. I fucking got into bed with him. Got into bed, and he was like, "Whoa, what the fuck you doing?"
And he's
I was
like, not like that at all.
Honestly, but I didn't know. I snuggled up to him and everything. I think I might have
You probably had Bolligo as well.
I had a stiffy. I would have been bollock. I would have definitely been bollock.
Yeah.
Aye.
100%.
Isn't that mad, that? Fucking hell, I'm reminiscing.
God.
Yeah. Holy shit. You know what the mad thing is, though? That, like, I can't remember much of this stuff. It's mad, that, innit?
mad, yeah.
Bits and pieces.
Just bits and pieces of it, and I can't
Why
remember.
do you think that is? Just
Because I
because
was fucked up, mate.
Mate, I will-
but do you think it's because you were thinking about other things too much that you weren't taking in the
don't- mate.
outside world?
No, I
or-
mean, I was just all over the
I
place.
said to you before when we were chilling, I was like, because you were trying to speak to Paul and he was texting
yeah,
the wrong thing back to you.
I went, so do you need help with the setup? No. So
Have
do
you
you
set
need
it
us
up?
for setup? And he just went yes. And I was like,
Well,
but
that's
then
a
give
straight-
us, but then give us the code for the door. I was like, so
That's
do
a
you
straight
need
answer.
help?
Yeah.
Hang on, he's answered that question. I
No,
said
it was-
yes.
it was like the reverse.
Yeah,
Was it?
I'd asked something. You said yes, but then give us the code as if you did
To get in the door.
And I was
Have you
like,
set it up?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, like, it was mad. Yeah. But I was saying he's like 20 times easier to communicate with today
Mate.
than he was then.
Mate, it's mad, innit? You
Yeah.
know what I was thinking about before?
fucking texting backwards or something?
I was like, Tenet, that's what Tenet's like.
Aye.
No one's got any fucking idea what happened.
I need to watch that.
Someone said it was Chris Ramsey was like, no spoilers. I was like, mate, don't worry
You don't
about
need
that.
it? You don't need
Don't
any?
worry about that. No one knows what fucking happened.
I have to go back in with a notebook next time.
Maybe if you play it in reverse,
It would.
then it would
sense.
make fucking more sense. It's mad. So you know what I was thinking about before? Do you know what time I always remember? That me and you came to stay in my house when I was in West Oak Crown Village. And this is like, this must have been quite close at the time where I had the biggest meltdown ever, right?
Yeah.
And this was, so you got to think about, in 2014, I moved back from Spain to Marbella, to Shields, because I'd been diagnosed bipolar. And I always remember this time where you came to my house, and I remember I was doing loads of coke and you were looking at us really weird. I'm not even kidding. You were like, are you worried? I could tell that you were worried about us. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing so much fucking coke. You were like, are you sure, mate? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I remember that time we'd been to the fucking crab shack and that. I think it was just me and you went on
Yeah, I
a
think it
night
was.
out.
Yeah. I
Like a
think we'd
random
had
night
like a
out.
little bit of a thing, like
Had we?
yeah, and then I think we've like
And I think
temporarily
I
fell out. And
I
then
think
we
I
were-
was all over the place there. And that's when I was like, actually, I'm fucking not worried here. Because I remember you looking at us weird. It's mad that I remember that though.
It's mad, yeah.
I remember that. You kept looking at us like, you probably didn't remember it. I can remember you looking at us weird, like you've got fucking something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Isn't that mad, that?
Well, and like I'd known you that long, and I think, I mean, I was like we had the boot camps right in the middle of your biggest breakdown. I remember you just like
Fuck it, I'm
text
out.
me one day.
But I lived in Marbella then. I'm out.
Yeah, so it must have been after that. It was like, but you just text me saying, transferred you the money. Here's the details for the web guy. I'm out. And then that was it. It was dark. Like I couldn't get in touch with them. Like couldn't communicate with them. We had all the licensees. They thought some of them thought we'd engineered the whole thing. Like I'd bought Paul out, and now I'm getting loads of shit off people. Like,
no, that was a Paul Mort shit show. That was a Paul Mort shit show then. So I do something, and I just fucking disappear.
Yeah, gone.
Like it was almost like I just have people who would just have to clean up fucking mess after fucking mess. That's mad, that. I remember that.
You said that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, what me and Chris going to talk about? And I said, you know what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to tell we'll have a laugh about all those stories, but I'll also tell the truth about those things.
Yeah.
Because that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I think those are like little
they're
points
little
where
things that clearly have had a big impact on you.
That I've
turning stones.
I've never thought about that often before, but I can just remember it quite vividly. Like, you were like, are you fucking sure about this?
Yeah.
Remember doing it in my kitchen? In that kitchen, in that, that fucking 3-story place.
I remember that, yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? I can't remember much else about that night, just that.
But you remember daft little things like that, and you do throughout your life.
Isn't it mad? I've never brought that up.
But clearly you've thought of it again and again.
Yeah, it's been just a little point.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's like,
I don't know why that happens.
I don't know, but I've known you from 11 years. I've watched the whole progression of like the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. Like Paul, I remember there's so many times like he just has this ability to like sell something. Remember that time you said the first sold the Get Lean project? We sat there, we figured out this thing with Facebook pages. Remember? It was like this like thing. We set up these pages. And
you could put a payment page in front of Facebook.
Yeah, we sat in his apartment. It was like the page, and then you could buy the program. And we were just watching 97 quid come in his PayPal, like boom, 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 boom.
It was mad, that, wasn't it? It was mad, that.
And obviously people
There'll be some people listening that probably did that program back in the day.
Possible.
I didn't even know what I was doing.
And then there's like also the thing that people might be just discovering you in the last couple of years. But you've been working on Unstoppable now for like maybe 5 years.
4 years.
2017 we launched that video.
Is it? 2016 I probably started on Unstoppable. In fact, here's what's mad. I didn't show you that photo, did I? So Alex Myers, who still works with me, he's actually our Unstoppable Alliance Member of the Year, sent me a photo today of a quarterly event we did, right? There was me, Simon that worked for me, and 4 other guys.
It's mad, isn't it?
Who?
This kid called Simon that worked for me. Alex Myers, Ben Fannin, Peter Land, Sam Stocks.
Ben Fannin was there the day.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it? There's like 4 guys at a program, and I had those same 4 guys for about fucking 8 months.
Yeah.
Because I was terrified to launch Unstoppable as well. It's mad, that, isn't it?
Well,
it's mad, that, isn't it?
I think like as well, sometimes like the exciting part is like you're so far away from where you were, but I think when you're like at your raw, like you were probably at your freshest and rawest at that time. Like you just come out of like that whole period of time, starting to get your shit together, and like you still had the MMIC stuff going on. You had that going on, and then I think people like forget this. Like I sometimes get some of your guys come to me and like, Chris, can you help me with some ads? And, like, what you're doing with Paul, and I'm like, you don't have the resources, you don't have the leverage, you don't have the pull. You haven't got the groundwork. Like we've put 5 years, people 6 years into this. Like people forget that
deep.
As well. It goes deep.
Mate, I had this conversation with James Smith as well. He was like, people are like, oh well, like people say to me, oh, I haven't got as many followers as you. I was like, how many do you fucking think I had when I started?
Yeah, well, exactly.
You think I started on this many? I fucking didn't. Like even it's like anything that you start, you shit at.
Yeah,
I'm still shit at jiu-jitsu, and I've somehow been given I've somehow blagged a fucking blue belt. But that's because I've got. Here's what I said to this. I was training with a guy called Andy Marshall last night. I said, you know what I've got good at in lockdown? Just getting comfortable, getting fucking smashed.
They say black belt to
just
white belt that didn't quit, right?
Just getting comfortable at getting fucking murdered. And I don't think these days, right, there's not enough people. Everyone thinks they're going to be good at something when they first start. Not just good at something. So I'll teach people like, mate, go meditate. And they think they're going to be fucking Gandhi after the first session.
Concentrate.
Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be like, mate, start doing this thing in the morning where you're like, you take charge of how you want to feel in that. And after 3 days, they fucking give up because they're not amazing at it.
Or they don't feel better for it.
Aye.
It's like they don't see the impact. Like
I think what people think with meditation as well, and I definitely, when I first started, I thought it was going to be some kind of hippie fucking sea colours and fucking rainbows and
I heard this thing called
voodoo
weed.
guy.
it's a faster way there, bro.
No,
Brownies.
trust me. No, nope.
See the devil and Jesus all in one go.
Yeah, but not like, I think people expect too much of what it actually is.
And I think, do you know, I think that's the case with almost anything.
Anything.
Because you get
anything.
a spectrum. You get people who fucking talk the dog's bollocks off it, and you do see colours and voodoos and shit, probably smoking weed. And then you get the far end spectrum of people who just don't even put the effort in.
The thing with it is like people just have such a wrapped, closed mind. It's like, nah, not for me.
That was me. I say that all the time,
Not
right?
for me.
I've been like that with
Everything.
meditation, journaling,
I actually,
yoga, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Mate, you still see now people take the piss out of me for, you've been rolling around with your fucking pajamas.
Oh.
I mate, you should come down sometime.
I know, yeah,
I'll put you to fucking sleep.
you're damn cunt.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, people, like, I've been like that. I've probably been like that with the other things, meditation, yoga, jiu-jitsu is definitely,
I remember, like, when I was like starting to talk about mindset stuff, you'd be even like
fucking
down,
hippie cunt.
Yeah,
Shut up,
like
man.
a weird cunt. What you saying there for?
It's because, and I think it's because people are uncomfortable with shit they don't understand, so they find it easier to mock it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than they do to actually
Understand
take the
it.
time to understand it. And this was 100% me.
Yeah.
I think it's a male thing. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a male thing, me.
Yeah.
Like, and I think there's two things there that it's easy to mock something you don't understand. But me, I'm kind of obsessed with this thing. You got to understand that most things you're gonna I'm still under no illusion that I'm fucking shit at podcasting.
Well,
Like, mate, I'm not even kidding.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
shit at podcasting. I don't know how to start it. I haven't asked you a question yet. We're still on the first question.
Yeah.
I keep losing track of where I am. Like, Mark,
Mike.
I
Yeah,
keep
Max
saying,
just keep pointing at the mic.
Mate, talk into the mic, please. But then I'm like, what we're talking about again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'll go off on these tangents. I don't know how to finish it with, like, I'm shit at it.
but that's magic as well, though. Tangents and magic.
It
Yeah,
is, dear.
yeah.
Yeah. I do. I think that's where the value is.
Well,
I think
we
like
ended up talking to Ramsey about this as well, about closing loops.
Yeah.
He said once he watched a Billy Connolly DVD and he didn't close the loop and it's fucking played on him for fucking 15 years. He's a weird cunt, though. Ramsey is a weird cunt.
well, it's like
Funny.
like I think the whole thing as well is like the lag effect. I think there's like
Ah,
a certain
yeah.
period of time that you do something and like it doesn't catch up. Like I think you're always like 90 days, 180 days out from seeing the impact of what you're doing now.
Yeah, well,
and
they
I
call
think
that
like
again a lag indicator.
like
What's that book from?
Lag effect.
12 week year. 12 week year.
Well,
Oh,
Tony
maybe
Ro-
the compound
compound
effect as
effect.
well.
Tony
It's
Robbins
in the
talks
12
about
week
it in
year. Does he?
Unleash the Power Within. So
Does
it
he?
probably came from there,
Probably.
and it's
Mate,
repeated. Like
I'm
everybody
sure
comes
that
from Tony
90% of the words come out of my mouth are from Tony Robbins. Just in this
But yeah.
fucking weird accent with an extra fuck.
So you've got like lead indicators, lag indicators.
Yes.
You've got stuff that you work on now that doesn't show up until later.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about this, about goals and targets, right? I was thinking about what's the difference between a goal and a target. So you think about an archer, like he's firing a ball.
Yeah.
His goal is to win the match,
Actually,
but the target
mate,
is the
how mad's
bullseye.
that? I was just going to say, I don't know any archers, but I actually do.
You do, yeah.
My old business partner,
Tim
Chris
Goodwin,
knows him,
yeah.
Tim
Yeah,
Goodwin, my old business partner, Lean Greens, was actually an international archer
There you
who
go. And
represented
his wife.
Luxembourg.
Yeah.
And his wife. How mad's that? Isn't that
Well,
bad?
It's like you think about goals and targets. Like goals is the bigger picture, but you have to have targets like right now. And I think you preach that more than anyone. I think having stuff to focus on immediately
Now.
with the big
bigger
picture and
goal.
understanding like you're gonna suck. It's gonna take effort. It's gonna take work. I mean, I'm purple belt jiu-jitsu. You're blue belt. You're blue belt. Just had to get that in there. But I still fucking go on the mats. I'm like sometimes I get
Mate,
smashed.
How did you know I was a blue belt? I've never mentioned it.
It's up in the laundrette for all to
It's
see.
hanging. It's hanging. It is hanging up there. But you know why that's there? Everyone said, why you got the... You said it, didn't you? What the fuck you got that there for?
I thought you were
So-
doing chins. Yeah.
No, I'm a
Gi
fat man
chins?
do a chin, double chins. So I did, I was saying to him, when I weight train, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
That blue belt's there. So I'm like, I'm not getting tapped because I'm fucking not in shape anymore.
There you go.
I'm not willing to do that. But this thing of being shit, like I'm on a roll with it now. Like people are like, how do I, should I save me Facebook videos when I got loads of followers? I'm like, no, should you fuck? Get it out the way while you're shit so hardly anyone sees them.
And here's the thing, like, what do you think is going to make you better? Like, not sharing those videos.
Yeah.
Like, do
Yeah,
you think
keeping them to yourself.
that's not analyzing it, self-critic, like looking at your videos?
Yeah.
I laugh at my old YouTube videos of 98 views, and I think 72 of them were me.
Mate, do you ever get those memories? Do you ever get those memories that pop up where they're from like 2011, where you used to put Paul Mort is? Can you remember those?
Yeah.
When you used to say like, "What's on your mind?"
Oh yeah.
Do you like when you go on a Facebook?
Yeah.
You type, did you have it then?
What's on your mind? He's way before.
Ours off top. What's your top 5? So ours are when you're in school.
Really?
Yeah.
top
And
5.
it's like, what's your top 5? Like, who's your top 5
Yeah, I'd love
crushes?
to bring one up now. I kind of want to go and get my phone now because when you type, when you put a status update now,
Yeah.
it used to say, you used to fill in the blank. Paul Mort is
Excited, yeah.
Like you used to type in what you want to win, mate. It's fucking cringe. Every time I see it, it's fucking cringe central. It's mad, but like I say, this. I think anybody that's listening and you want to make a change in your life and you're looking at whatever it is you're looking to do, you got to understand that you're probably going to be shitted. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck. People are going to probably talk shit about you. You're going to doubt yourself. You're probably not going to get any results. Wow.
Do you know what I think it is?
Wow.
The journey is horrendous, isn't it?
Don't fucking bother.
Like,
I think it's confidence.
No one
mate.
talks about this.
I think it's confidence.
Do you?
I don't think it's being new at something that is what you're bad at. Is you it's the self doubt and not. It's like grey zone. But when you do it once and you do it twice, you kind of like cement in your
that's
brain.
the momentum, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I can do it. Like I know what I'm doing, and then that confidence is when you start thinking you're getting better, but all you just
I think the key is
what
like
I'm saying?
focus on momentum and confidence comes. I think
Yeah.
the more that you do something, that you, like the more you actively do something, the more confidence you will
You
breed.
know what's
I don't think it's
interesting?
like,
Yeah.
I used to like after when I started jiu-jitsu was one day, I used to count like how many times I got submitted. When I used to write an email, I used to count like how many sales I made.
Yeah.
And sometimes you count on how many views you're getting and that. I'm like, listen, when you first start, don't even bother looking at that.
Well, yeah.
Take the fact that you've just showed up. Like that's a win, innit?
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like don't
fucking
focus on
right.
how many views you got or how long you were able to stay still for in your meditation or how many fucking words you wrote in your journal. Like don't even count that. Just count showing up.
I always used to think like, oh,
That's half the fucking
I used to like
challenge.
look at jiu-jitsu. I used to look at articles like how long to your white belt, how long to your blue belt, how long to your purple belt, and I always like had this pressure of like have to get me blue belt within 18 months.
Yeah.
Have to get. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that kind of like external thing actually.
I think that kind of still has to be there, though.
It
doesn't
does. It definitely does. But I
Because
think
it's
it
kind of-
eliminates your action today. Like I think it sometimes can like.
You know when sometimes you're thinking about an action, everything you do, you're like, oh, what's the fucking point in this? That
you
goal
need that. Yeah,
has to be like that has to be the point.
with the target
Like if
of
there's
right now.
when people don't understand, like meditation, if you think about it's pointless unless you know the point.
Yeah.
And the point's different for a lot of people. Like sometimes I'll just meditate in the hope I fall asleep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if I go now though, I'm okay if I don't fall asleep because I'm like, at least I'm meditating.
Yeah.
Like you like jujitsu. People are like, people still ask me now, what's the fucking point in that? I'm like, well, the point's different for everybody.
Well, definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes I just go for the crack. Sometimes I just go so I don't have to weight train.
The reason I started personally was like I just felt like if I was ever in a situation, I just wouldn't be able to do like. I wouldn't know what to do. But then once I got into it was much more dynamic than that. Like it changed who I was as a
I
person.
think I just got getting sick of punching the face.
Yeah.
Getting sick of coming home with a fucking bust nose.
I think until you feel like what it's like to be in somebody's side control or somebody to mount you and you feel like completely helpless, emasculated, fucking, you feel like.
Yeah, but why? What makes some people come back and some people never come back?
I don't know.
Isn't that mad, that? It's the point.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Like, what's
That's
the point in this? I'm never going to have a man mount me.
Yeah,
I'm never going to be a black belt. I'm never going to fight. I'm never gonna compete,
I
never
think
gonna-
again it's momentum.
Do you?
Because there's a bunch of my friends who've tried it, and I know for a fact if I just took them back to one session, that's it. They'd be hooked.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you see this a
brother-in-law's
lot.
like that.
You see a lot of you see this with a lot of guys who do beginners courses. If they do a beginners course, they tend to finish it.
Yeah.
It's like the Unstoppable 28, right? Same thing.
It is like the
It's
Unstoppable 28.
Those that build momentum in that 28 days typically will be the people that continue.
Yes.
Those that get 6 days in, they're like, I didn't feel any better.
Yeah.
I don't feel any
Yeah.
different.
Do you know what, mate? You're totally right on this momentum thing because I remember, I've said this before, I've known Alex for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone's like, how have you known him for that long? I'm like, I did one jiu-jitsu class a year for about 8 years. And there's a kid called Brashi, probably the hardest role in the gym.
Yeah.
Purple belt, 4 stripes.
Yeah.
Pretty much a brown belt. He's a fucking animal. He started like the same day as me.
Yeah.
Really? Shit.
The same day. He just kept going.
Yeah.
Now,
the thing is,
he
momentum
throws us around like a fucking 6-year-old boy.
I
works
walked
in the
in
opposite way as well.
Yeah, 100% it does.
In the fact of
Streaks.
so, yeah, and then people who have stopped going, have built momentum into not coming, and they fit into that routine of whatever it is.
You both do cold showers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever gone like a week without a cold shower?
Yeah.
And if
I haven't.
you go a week and then you're like, fucking hell.
It's
this
like
is
starting
freezing.
again.
Yeah.
It's like starting again.
But like 4 or 5 days in, you can do 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
minutes, and
Yeah.
it's just like that. It's the building of resilience, I think. And I think the more
that's
that you do
that's
it,
one of the things with jiu-jitsu as well. Like I will say this, like you don't get better if you don't go.
yeah,
But the problem that you've got is in jiu-jitsu is that everyone else gets better.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
you just not. It's not just you that's not getting any better because you're not going.
the gap is getting
Everyone
bigger.
else is. Like
Well,
that's
mate,
what you said
that's
to me.
like
I'm like,
everything.
Mark. I'll say to Mark all the time. I'm like, I've been training the same amount of time as you,
Yeah.
and he fucking smashes this. But then he's like, yeah, but you do 3 classes a fucking night or
Yeah.
something, didn't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
It's like,
the lads
and then
in the
I'll
gym.
stop going, and then you stop going for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then it's mad.
I had that same analogy of, when I'd done the coast to coast,
Aye.
had a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
Especially
Explain what the coast to coast
especially-
is.
Oh,
Oh,
coast
yeah,
to
it's
coast.
only a northeast thing. Then.
Yeah, it's from Whitehaven across the country to Sunderland.
So basically, you go from the northwest to the northeast.
Yeah,
Really.
on
From
a
the
bike.
lakes, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah,
Aye.
through the lakes. It's like
many miles is it?
135 miles, but it's like massively uphill. But yeah, like if you're pedaling, there's like a certain degree where if you're meeting that point, you're barely moving.
Yeah.
But if you just do a touch faster,
Yeah.
you start building
sick.
momentum up
Yeah.
the hill.
Yeah.
And I think that and it's same
Cadence.
if you go backward. Is that the word I'm looking for?
That's the word.
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So if you go take a little step backwards, you're not just stopping, you're also falling massively backwards.
Oh, nice.
And that's the kind of
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's a nice transition because I've been like deep in energy right now, like really deep into like what is energy, and I think cadence is like that pacing. I think is the right thing. It's like
is that what it is? Like the different
Yeah.
notches of
I think like you say, if you've got 2 people,
When it's
once
like, the best analogy I've
managing-
heard for this, that Darren Hardy wrote the Compound Factor.
Yeah.
And he said it's like when you push a merry-go-round with people on it.
Yeah, yeah.
The hardest part
it's getting it going.
is getting it going. Once it's going and you get your legs
Yeah.
moving, it's easy. You just have to keep
Yes.
tapping it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So,
Just like the pacing of it. It's like once you're in motion, an object in motion tends to stay in motion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
slow. And I think that's huge. And it's about, I think the energy required, like you're saying,
Yeah, like
when you
it's just
start
a
falling
tiny
back,
bit.
it requires more energy to get
just
going
meet-
again
meet
than it does
people.
to
Yes.
just keep that going. And I
Yeah.
think
Keeping up's easier than catching
Yeah.
up.
that's the secret of like, I think even you're like the most consistent person I know when it comes to your your live streams and your content. It's everybody would look from the outside in thinking how the
I'm like
fuck
that
did-
with most
how
things,
the
you know.
fuck
I
did you
don't even
get-
think I'm consistent, but if I think about
Yeah.
it, email I'm consistent, Facebook
yeah, yeah.
I'm consistent, jiu-jitsu I'm now consistent as fuck. Being a dick, I'm very consistent. Being tired on a Tuesday, I'm fucking amazing
as
at
fuck.
it. Amazing at it. Even not drinking now, I'm getting consistent. And I think that's it's a really interesting
it's
thing.
the
like.
unsexy secret where people look from the outside in and they're like, how the fuck do you get all of that
The
done?
thing is,
It's just
everyone says it
because-
though. Everyone says consistency is
Yeah.
key, but you can't sex it up.
Yeah, it's-
There's no way to sex it
It's-
up other than the results are sexy.
You're just like, meh, really? It's like cliche, isn't it?
It
It's
is,
like,
aye.
but it is. It's that starting, and again, thought on the coast to coast. It's that starting, stopping, using the momentum coming down the hill to get up the next big
Yeah.
hill. Like all of the, honestly, I was coming up with all these fucking.
Were you?
I was like, that's related to life. That's related
That's
to life.
me, I love
but
it.
it is.
I'm
It's
starting
all,
a podcast.
It's all fucking fit. Like all physics is you can relate some way to
And I-
Totally.
to
and I
the
think,
way
like-
you move through life.
But when I did the Great North Run, right, with no training,
yeah,
I was doing fine, and then I stopped.
yeah.
Me fucking legs would
Seized
not
up, yeah.
fucking move. Honestly, I'm like, oh, for fuck. I stopped. The thing is, I stopped for like a fucking jelly baby or something.
Yeah.
Do you want to give
Wasn't
me all
even
that
worth
food on
it.
the side?
It's like,
man.
oh, fuck.
Fucking dog shit, you're not going to chew it.
I was thinking, like, everybody's experienced it, right? If you go for a run, the first 6-7 minutes suck.
Oh, that's what I'm like with
once
jiu-jitsu.
once you actually start going. It's the first round in jits is the same.
Yeah.
I
First
fucking
round in jits,
hate
you're
the
like,
first round.
Minging.
Jits. Do you know why it is though? Because we never fucking warm up.
Yeah.
We don't warm up.
Yeah.
We do a bit
Just-
couple of spar jumps and have a fight.
Right, let's go.
All right, let's just fucking go. I'm like out on the plan. Mate, I just want to fucking spar.
Yeah.
Let's fuck the warm up. Let's just get. I was saying last night though. I think the older I get, and the colder it gets, the more I'm gonna have to fucking start.
Yeah, you'll have to get in the
Actually doing the
sauna
warm-up.
before you go rolling. I'm ready, lads.
Well, that'd be great because I'm not getting on board as much. You fucking slimy as fuck.
Beaten in the sauna.
Yeah.
Vegan in, I'm desperate for a vegan.
Yeah, that's
by the way.
what, never get caught in gillies. So I just pop this bald head out. Like,
Do you beat that head, you?
no, I don't.
So Darren Cartel, did I tell you about? Were you there when I talked about this? Darren Cartel reckons because he's a hairy man.
Yeah.
He is a fucking silverback. Him like telling you so hairy.
Hairier than you.
Mate, his fucking eyeballs are hairy. That's how hairy he is, right? And he reckons you can beat your fucking balls on your dick.
Burn,
See,
wouldn't
I
it?
would be a little.
I reckon you could do it.
I reckon, yeah, you
reckon-
could do it, but I don't
you-
think.
There's nothing saying you can't, is there?
What you could do with pain free, maybe another fucking.
Well, yeah,
But
exactly.
is it painful? I
It
didn't.
burns,
No,
doesn't it?
does
It like
it?
a little
burns.
bit. Well, it burns the. Have you seen what happens? when you
no.
put it on, right? And the next thing you know, you look at the cream and
Clumps
you've just
up,
got like
doesn't it?
these little curly pubes that have fell out. So it must burn the skin. So I can't
I can-
imagine that on your
That's not
sack.
something I would like to use on my sack.
No, my
that-
sack's sensitive. as
consider-
fuck.
Or
it's
my
the-
fucking
yeah.
dick. Like, nah. I
I
would rather.
girls. I was saying to the women that I think the other day that if a guy ever trims his pubes, like shaves his, it's for no other reason than to make his dick look bigger. Like, what's the logical reason for shaving your pubes?
I mean, it's a little bit more tidy.
Yeah.
For what? To make your cock look bigger?
Nah, I'd disagree.
I don't think.
It's more hygienic.
No, but
It's itchy as fuck when it starts growing
yeah.
back.
But I
I
might
did-
get bushy, and then I'm just like, right, off.
I didn't think.
I don't keep fucking sitting.
Get bushy.
Mate.
I've got curly as fuck pubes.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it looks like a fucking
What
afro.
exclusive bag readers gonna tell you pubes?
It looks like a fucking afro.
I didn't use a razor, by the way.
Eh?
Do you use a razor? I don't use a razor, by the way.
No, what,
Clippers.
like a shaver,
A bic.
a bic.
Like
What,
a-
like
like
we're
a
not in the
Mach
fucking
3.
1970s. Fucking bic.
I don't mean a pen. I don't mean a fucking ballpoint, mate.
Like a fucking just a electric razor.
Oh, electric razor.
Yeah,
right?
Not a
like clippers,
fuck-
like hair clippers.
Aye.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
No,
what you
not
use?
clipper, just like a electric razor.
Hang on.
You know what you shave your fucking face with? Like one of them.
Like the 3 rings on, yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. There you
Three
go.
rings. What's the ones with the 3 rings? Oh, the foil.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Foil.
no, no.
Like that.
Oh, what the fuck's he talking about here?
It's a Mach
These
3
used
with
to-
batteries in or something.
Aye.
There you go.
Right.
He's got
What
fucking
a Mac.
He's
like
on
a
a
Mach
head
3?
trimmer.
A
This
Mach
fucker.
3.
Gillette.
He's got a head. He said, "Yeah, them head trimmers. Do you plug it in?
Funny enough, right?
It's got grass on it.
During lockdown,
That's why he has to wait for it to grow bigger so he can actually get a grip.
during lockdown, so my ma she used to put a ball on me
That's
head.
his mum for you guys. that aren't
Mum,
from.
sorry.
Your ma.
Used to put a
No,
ball
your
on my
mum.
head.
Your
My
mum.
aye.
Mum loses his
Mum.
shit. You know when I say that. It's like you fucking keep saying your mum.
My
He
sister
said that
says
now,
it as
Mum.
well.
said it was a little bit of a. Did he say something like a little bit of his dies every time you say me mum?
I have to say buck and mum and
Book.
buck. I have to say that
Buck.
now because
I know you bucking.
Because I live in like a book.
A book.
Oh, really?
Because I live in Liverpool, don't I?
Buck.
Right? So like everybody's.
Oh, do you?
So it's like a book.
Mate,
Every
people
time
keep
it says-
taking the piss out of my ads. When I've got a video, when I say book, people keep trying to. I'm like, how the fuck else? You
It's-
say it like
that's-
you fucking
imagine living
have
that
it.
every single day. A buck.
How? Aye, but you say, when you creep up on someone, you go buh. You don't, do you?
I have
Wait,
this
I'm gonna scare
conversation a
him.
lot.
Buh. You don't say that, do you? You say boo.
But they say look. So why did you say Luke?
Actually, we say look.
So why do you say Luke? Look at that.
Things that make you go.
Have a look at that.
Wow, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Shit.
Anyways, closing this loop because Chris Ramsey will be fucking
He'll
dying.
be losing his shit. Aye, if he
Um,
scrolled up.
Used to put a ball on my head and it was like shears, and I had to start using that to
Clippers.
shave my fucking face during
What?
lockdown.
You used to put a ball on your head.
I
in
used to
lockdown.
put a ball on my head, not in
I was
lockdown,
gonna
as a
say.
kid.
Oh, as a kid.
These
Proper
shears,
ball
used to
head,
go
yeah.
Oh,
around,
shit, okay.
ball cut. But I found my razor broke during lockdown, so I had to fucking find them. And honestly, mate, there was is it a VHS? The fucking
Cassette.
cassette,
Aye.
a VHS with a self-cut haircut. That's what my ma used to cut
No
my hair with.
way, wow.
Brutal.
And it was just a fucking ball.
during lockdown, I had a fucking private on Zoom off me fucking barber who taught Lesley how to cut me hair.
Did it
He had
work?
oh, aye. You did a kind of good job, aye.
Every business can go online.
And then she fucking butchered Max's hair. She butchered
cut
his
his
fucking
own
hair.
hair?
Oh, mate, he cut his own hair. After, like, right before they went back to school, he cut his own hair. So he got a pair of scissors, took a massive clump out of his fringe, right? And then he had the bits hanging over his ears. So he literally just took a pair of scissors, cut them off, round his ear, and then cut that one off, and then took a massive clump out. Do you know the sticky up? He's got
Yeah.
quite a big crown, so he just cut that off. Doesn't give a fuck.
There you go.
Didn't care.
Sorted.
I took him to the barber and he was like, wow, I didn't know what I'm going to do with this.
Skinhead.
He didn't get skinhead, but he's he was fucking, I literally just doesn't care though. Why would I be bothered about my hair, Dad?
I kind of
see-
wish
I
I
can't
went
see it.
skinhead during lockdown, me. Just
Yeah.
to see what
You're
see
gonna
what
do
I
it,
look
yeah.
like.
Yeah,
I
bad
don't
one.
think I've got the right shape head for
Have you
it.
ever had a skinhead?
I had a Chelsea skinhead.
Oh, I have one of them, Chelsea
You know what
Fringe.
that is?
You won't
Chelsea
remember.
Fringe. So
Is that like what Ronaldinho had?
I was
A
about
little like Ronaldo.
I was
but you
about
had a full fringe, you know.
13. You get a fucking brush and like a
I
curly.
used to get a curly bit at the front like that, right, and the rest was off. I used to look like a fucking. You know what I used to look like? A lemur, I think it's called, like a monkey.
Yeah.
Because I had this big fucking
Curl,
curly
I
thing
know.
coming
Tell
out
you
of my
what,
head, it's all
And
like-
everyone used to put.
So yeah, we're talking about before the battery died on the fucking camera.
El Batterio.
El Batterio, the fucking that lights, mate. We do look like we're making a fucking snuff movie or something. We look like we're making a homemade.
Weird lighting.
Do you know what I feel like? I'm going to be on YouTube. No, PornTube. Where it's like nail the girl from Tinder in a hotel room.
Have you ordered?
By the way, listen, lads, let's talk some sense here about
serious
Pornhub.
now, yeah.
Right, about Pornhub.
That's so serious.
I'm going to talk serious about PornTube, right? This might just be me. But when I go on PornTube, which is
PornTube, we've called
obviously
it
just to do some research,
Pornhub.
there's PornTube as well.
PornTube.
PornTube.
RedTube.
That's PornTube
Oh, wait,
as
yeah,
well.
but you're fucking
PornTube? No, it's PornTube.
There probably is that.
PornTube. Trust us. Trust us. I caught Max in it the other day. No. So on Pornhub, right? Someone's going to write in about this. Someone's going to email about someone's going to fucking give us a 1-star review. Because this might just be me. I'm freaking out about it. I've revealed a lot of shit on this show. This could be the weirdest shit I've ever said.
Let's go.
Is it just me, or is everything on Pornhub, RedTube? It's like aye. Anyway, when I go on there, every time I go on, it's about stepsisters and stepmoms.
Oh, yeah.
Is that for you as well?
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
Weird, isn't it?
What's that
Weird.
about?
Yeah, like stepdad nails, stepdaughter.
I nailed I don't mind the nail my best friend's
Freakish,
mum
innit?
one. I don't mind that one. My friends at mom.com.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. Remember that at my wedding? When I got the fucking big sausage pizza.
I can remember you getting the.
So my wedding, right? We used to have this fucking screen, right? There used to be this popular porn site called Big Sausage Pizza, right? So the woman, the pizza guy would drop a pizza off, and the woman would be obviously.
Oh.
And then he used to give her the pizza, and his cock would be sticking up through the box. He used to open the box, and his cock would be sticking through it. And at my wedding, one of my best mates gave us a fucking. He did a speech, then gave us a pizza box with a fucking giant dildo in it.
And he give you two.
He gave us two
toilet roll on a
two
stick.
toilet rolls on a stick because he said I couldn't wipe my arse because my arms are too short. Other than that, it was a really fucking. It was a really low key wedding.
Yeah.
Low key wedding. Anywho, so we're talking about online businesses and we're talking about how my barber pivoted and started doing online fucking coaching for people that wanted
Shout
to
out
cut
Alan
hair.
Stone.
Alan fucking Stone, who I've got a feeling Max is actually missing appointments with this evening. So we'll see. And then we got Alex Enland, who's been on a friend of the show. That feels weird.
Friend of the show.
Who's been on the podcast. That's what I meant to say. He basically ran jiu-jitsu classes online all the way through lockdown. And I'm like, this is why I can't understand how a lot of people have just chosen not to do that. And you work with loads of online coaches, right?
Yeah, gym
owners.
owners.
Sorry, you work with gym owners and online coaches.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What
do you think the deal is with that? Like not being able to. I can't understand it.
Yeah, like some people.
Is it laziness?
Do you know what I think? I thought about this quite at length. Like I had some emails coming to my email list saying, Chris, cancelled all my clients' memberships. Now I'm not making any money. I'm like, no shit, you're not making money. You cancelled all your clients' memberships.
Yeah.
And I think part of it's like their mentality is, I can't charge the same for what I was doing because I'm not seeing them physically in person.
You know as well, Chris. You know what I think happened at the start of lockdown? Everyone was panicking about money.
Yeah.
Even I felt weird. I was like, should I be fucking selling here?
I know.
I think everyone thought instantly, no one's got money.
No one should be selling.
Yet, after a fucking few weeks, everyone realised everyone was at home with more money than ever.
Yeah.
Fuck all to spend it on, apart from...
Did you try and buy anything in
I was literally
lockdown?
going to you.
Did I try and buy anything? I couldn't get anything. Aye.
I was literally going to you. Look, when it first started happening, I was like, people need your service more now than ever. Really.
It's a weird dynamic, and I think it comes from like... It's definitely...
the way you brought up, I think.
Well, it's definitely money patterns, right? It's like...
Well, it's an interesting money pattern because my family have never had money, which is mad.
Yeah, but you've cultivated a money belief over time.
I must have.
Like you've had no issues making money in whatever you've done. Like you've
Yeah.
cultivated that. But I think a lot of people feel like weird about money anyway. Then on top of the fact they think the whole world's going to end and everyone's going to lose their job.
Yeah.
They then feel weird about asking for money.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're taken, but actually they're given.
Yes, I agree.
So like it's
well, Matt
they
Howell
feel like
said
they're
to me,
taking
he
stuff.
said, who suffers if you don't sell?
Well, yeah, exactly.
I said, well,
That's a
I'll be
great
all
question.
right. I've built a bunch of successful businesses. I'll be all right. He said, well, what about other people?
Yeah.
Who else is
exactly?
suffering?
Yeah.
I was like, actually, people actually do need what I've got.
Well-
I do free videos, free podcasts, free everything. But the people who get their lives changed the most are always the people that put skin in the game.
The deepest as well.
Yes.
I have 5 clients that I messaged the other day, and they've been with me 5 for 3 years. 5 of them. 5 years for one of them, and they've invested a shit ton. And I just put them a message saying, "Hey, look, appreciate the hell out of you. Been with me a hell of a long time. When this shit's over and we can go for dinner, I'm going to take you out for dinner. We'll do a couple of days business
Never
stuff."
sent me that message, by the way. I think I fucking paid for you, didn't I?
Mate, I can't-
I'm only joking. Only joking.
And so like they were like, I don't even know where we'd be if it wasn't for Ascension throughout the last few months
Yeah.
that we've been through.
Yeah.
I think like there's something so important about understanding the worth that you bring to somebody's life.
Yes.
Even something simple, man, like the barber, like we see it as like a commodity.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't think people will ever take that for granted again.
No, never.
No.
I had to book an appointment a month in advance, and it was at 6 o'clock on a fucking Saturday morning when I first opened.
I just think we think it's a commodity, but like part of that is making people feel better about themselves.
Oh,
Like,
mate.
do you know what I mean?
I get my hair cut once a week, maximum once a fortnight.
Yeah.
Because I feel fucking, I actually look 10 years younger when I come out.
And so you
I
think
feel
about that.
fucking mint when I come out.
I think people think about
And
the,
people be
the
complaining
what.
about him being the most expensive. He's not the most expensive, but everyone will be like, "Oh, it's too expensive there. I'm going to go and let the Turks butcher us."
Mate, I had a Turkish on the head once.
Yeah.
I was chilling there. He's just shaving me. Next thing, he's like, grabbed me head and he just went, crack me neck. I'm like, I
Did
didn't
he?
ask you to crack me neck.
Also, get your fucking candles at me ears.
So yeah, I just think like businesses need to think. I don't actually think there's a business that couldn't make money online.
I can't think of many. Funnily enough, we were talking today. I was at Nick's office today, and we were talking about events. And obviously, Nick's got a big fucking events company. They used to run an amazing fucking events. I love them. And then I was talking to him about. Have you seen Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within? Where
Yeah,
he's-
dude, have you seen that?
Well, I almost paid for it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, that setup is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And I said to Nick knows a company that could come and do that for me.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, I'm not fucking sitting on Zoom.
yeah,
If I have to do an event, fuck Zoom.
yeah,
And they can set that up. And basically, it's the company that, imagine if you're an AV company
yep,
that makes all of your money on events in London
Mm-hmm.
with all of your AV equipment, your mics, your fucking, your timer, the prompter,
Yeah.
all that shit. And then suddenly, no events.
yeah.
This company are now doing that for people.
Well, that's it. It's just a pivot. It's just a lateral thought. It's like I actually was listening to a Gary Vee podcast.
You know what I
and
think it
he's
is?
talking about.
It's so many people get focused on what they can't do.
Yeah,
And all I'm doing is, all everyone's really done is, well, what can I do?
I think it's been
creatively solving
Oh,
problems.
that's
Obviously,
simple.
It's been a horrible pandemic and everything, but I think it's been a blessing in disguise for a lot
Yeah.
of people to help shift.
It could have been a blessing in disguise for everyone.
yeah,
It could have
Well,
been.
But it's just it's some of them haven't seen through the disguise. They've still
Yeah.
got it. They've still seen COVID with the disguise on.
Yeah,
We've
Still
we've
see it
seen
as
through.
this-
And I get it, and I get that everyone's in a different situation. But you got to consider you could put two people who are in exactly the same situation and they can view it completely differently.
yeah, adaptability, isn't it?
It is.
I think a friend of mine, Todd Herman, he's a phenomenal coach. Got a great book called.
Oh, the Herminator.
He's got a book called. Fucking what's it called? It's a great book. It's Alter Ego Effect.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
And basically, was saying he's got 2 clients. He works with like professional athletes.
Yeah.
2 clients in lockdown. One chose to stay at home and sleep. The other chose to work. His client just won the US Open.
Really?
And it's like he got up and worked every day. He used that
Yeah,
opportunity
yeah.
every single day. The other one was using the time to sleep and rest because the golf season's so long.
Yeah. That's
exactly.
crazy.
It's
Smart. It's a difference, right? It's a choice. But I think also like if you get to lockdown, or if you got to lockdown, you realize like, holy shit, I am.
Mate, I've got
fucked
no
here.
doubt about it. I would still be a fat white belt
Yeah.
if it wasn't for lockdown. I've
Yeah.
got no fucking doubt about it. Because
I
I wouldn't have
think, like,
rolled a fucking zillion rounds getting fucked up, lost 7 kilos if it wasn't for lockdown.
Well, the whole thing that people say like it's okay for you because of X
yeah.
negates the work before that time.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think like people think,
Yeah.
oh, it's okay for you because you've never had to deal with this, do this job. At some point, every one of us made a decision early in our life to make a change.
Yeah.
And that set us up for the point at which through lockdown, like we can thrive.
Yeah.
Where other people just have delayed making that decision, delayed making that choice.
Yeah.
They've tolerated.
Well, I was talking about this before when people were asking me to come on that podcast. I'm like, yeah, listen, I could come on, but I can't say yes to every podcast interview.
Right.
I've actually got a business to run in a life.
Oh, I mean, I've seen your page.
And it's mad. And someone started getting pissed off because I asked them. I said, listen, just to prove that you're serious and you value me time, put 150 quid onto this GoFundMe page for fucking Calm campaign against living miserably, and they wouldn't do it, and they're all offended about it. I'm like, mate, do you know how much I had to fucking invest in? I didn't get Tyson Fury for free. Yeah. I've dropped fucking $5,000 on just this kid here.
Yeah.
And this fucker's not prepared to give me not even me, 150 quid to charity, and that's the difference. And that's not about money.
No.
It's about fucking mindset.
It is mindset.
If you don't think my time on your podcast is worth 150 quid, you can basically eat shit.
It's also what can I take instead of what can I give. It's like you have a bigger platform than the person that wants to get on the podcast.
And I understand that when I talk to people, when I ask people to come on.
Yeah.
Like I donated money, quite a substantial amount of money to get Chris Ramsey on. Because he said he would do it for free.
Yeah. Because you get extract the benefit.
I found it hard pinning him down. He's on the one show next week. He's doing that thing with Little Mix starts next week. He's a big deal.
The Search.
Yeah, the Search. So I put money down into a charity that he's a patron for.
Yeah.
And he's in.
Yeah. And people don't understand. I think like people really don't understand.
It's not an investment mindset.
They look to people who have level of influence. I've always thought this about athletes, footballers, but they should do that because they're in this privilege, when they don't stop. And like sometimes, they should do it, but also like, man, like how many times will people get stopped day in, day out, day in, day out? How much input is like you've only got so much bandwidth. Yeah. When you have so much capacity, like people don't see. I see your page, 20, 30, 40, 50 messages a day coming in. People don't see that.
Yeah, no.
They think,
and then they get all butthurt when I say it. What you can do is email us, and then they get all butthurt about it. I've given you my email address, and then I've said you can watch me 300 plus free videos, or you can buy me book, and then they start slating me page. I'm messaging him for help, and he's trying to sell us a fucking book.
Well, mate,
I've also given you an email address, also give you a link to fucking 300 videos, and I'm asking for 8 quid. If you want expecting me to reply to you for free, but you're not willing to give us 8 quid for a book that I make fucking no money on, by the way,
which people don't understand.
Like, what the fuck is like? And that's a full straight up victim mentality.
And I tell you this, right? I hope you don't mind me saying this. Like, I run the ads for the book. Mm-hmm. We've probably spent 6 figures on promoting that book. Mm-hmm. To get it in the hands.
I don't mind you saying it, but I also didn't know that.
Talking over like 2-3 years or something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say talking over 200-300 there, grand. No. Wow, fucking hell.
I think it's like 98.
No, we're not sharing a room. I'm not sharing a room, by the way, FYI. Matt couldn't handle that.
This is mine tonight.
And so, like, people get like really, yes, you're building a business. Yes, you're making money. But like the impact supersedes that. And I think people forget that, like, what it takes to actually get your message in people's hands is actually costly. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes a long ass time, it takes a lot of money. Yeah. And people come to me, I want to do what Paul's doing. I'm like, cool, let's spend 10 grand a month on ads for the next. Do you know what I mean? And
do fucking a video a day, every single day for 4 years, and send an email every single day for 4 years.
And go through what you've been through.
Yes. and deal with the fucking hate that you get as a result of it. And deal with 2 death threats, and deal with 40 messages a day just on Facebook. Instagram's worse now.
Yeah.
And the problem that I've got is sometimes I feel like I should respond.
Yeah.
So I've got to keep catching myself. Well, every program I've ever been in, they've said, Paul, you need to stop being so
James
accessible.
Smith actually put up a great video today.
Did he?
He was like, just because a weight is on the floor and it's heavy doesn't mean you've got to pick it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's how
I really struggle. I actually struggle getting my head around this.
Struggle a lot.
He knows I struggle with this. Well, every program that I've been in said, Paul, why the fuck are you so accessible? I'm like, because I genuinely want to help people.
Yeah,
like, I get it. And it's a double-edged sword.
But see, I personally think you could handle it a little better. Yeah. In the sense of, so these constant messages takes a lot of energy from you. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I feel like if there was a better system in place, or you maybe didn't reply to everyone, because, like, that energy
people's it's not just the message, it's people's expectation loaded into the message as well.
Yeah.
You've got to
And then
understand
they
it's not
start
just a
getting
message.
pissy. They start getting pissy when you don't reply, and I'm like, I've told you that I can't reply.
It's loaded
Because it
expectations.
goes into me family time. Like, people message at 1 in the morning, then 10 minutes later, getting pissed off because I haven't replied.
I know. It's what are you, machine? It is mad. Like Paul, my right hand man, like project manager, like he always says to me, I don't even know how you keep up with the flow. And I'm like, you just, once you're into a place, for you, it's probably, you just do it because you do it.
You think?
Windows, or maybe it's just...
You've also got to, the thing is as well,
But it's also what built your
you know
business.
what grates us? It is. What grates us is that I'm like, fucking hell, mate. I do Q&As. I do Q&As on Instagram all the time. I do fucking... the same thing as I'm doing fucking daily videos, daily fucking email. I've got a podcast. And you're still fucking coming at us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
What else would you have
I
me do?
actually don't think those people are ever going to change, or they're
Yeah.
unwilling
No.
to
I
change.
think the one is-
That's-
If
things
they're not doing it
handed
to
on a
me,
plate.
they're going to do it to someone else.
Yeah, the one it handed on a plate and they were not willing to go
it's also
look.
an alternative way of looking at it. It's a way of shifting responsibility.
Yes.
He didn't get back to me. He
Yeah,
didn't help
yes,
me.
yeah.
He didn't, Yeah. I wanted your help and you didn't give it to
Yes,
me.
that's exactly it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
When in reality, if you took responsibility, there's books, there's
Yeah.
courses, that people just aren't willing to pay the price. Like, fucking hell,
It's mad, isn't it?
I've invested
The thing is, though, what I think...
so much money.
You've also got to think, who else are they doing that to? They're probably blaming their fucking wife for the way they feel. They're probably blaming their boss. Probably going around blaming everybody.
And we're all guilty of fucking not taking responsibility from time to time,
no,
and blaming and shifting responsibility and moaning
That's
and
what I'm
complaining
Mark,
and
me
whining.
sound's fucking crap, mate. Why is me crap? Why is me sound so shit, Mark? Because you don't fucking sit still and talk into the mic. That makes sense now, mate. Mark, why does it sound so shit? You've got to fucking sit still and actually talk into the mic, because that's what records the sound.
Meanwhile, he's up and down.
Meanwhile, Mark,
Why is the sound not sound any good?
honestly, I'm so fucking bad. And then the batteries died on the other things. I'm actually talking into the mic now.
Yeah.
You know what's even worse? Sometimes I was doing this yesterday. I'll have the lapel mic on.
Yeah.
Right? I'll have the lapel mic on when she's recording the sound.
We like
The mic will not even be plugged in. I'm still going like this.
He was also fucking swinging it.
I was swinging it yesterday.
And Chris was like, you do know that's the mic? He was like, oh no, I'm not using it. Just fucking might as well. You know them fucking tennis things.
He's mad
Swing
though,
ball.
right?
Swing
Swing
ball.
ball.
Just
Like-
fucking swing ball in the mic.
I've known him so long now. Like he's mad. Where like the audio quality to me makes a real big difference. Like I wouldn't get the lapel mic, but he's like he can't sit still. So he's like, fuck it, I'm
can't?
gonna get the
Yeah.
lapel mic.
I have to get the lapel mic, aye? Because
It's-
audio does matter, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
does matter.
it sounds. These are definitely better, but you've got to use them properly.
Yeah.
Like you've got to.
You got to be close.
Got to be about a fist
Yeah.
away, and if you kind of talking that way, it still picks it up, but not as well. But if you talk directly
in.
into it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter the size of your tool, does it? And how good your tool is if you don't know how to use it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like having a boner, not know where to put it. It's like walking around like a fucking... I'm talking about
Dragging the
cocks way...
standard down
By the
again.
way, I'm talking about cocks way too much today.
Yeah.
You can tell me and Mac are sharing tonight. Oh, no. I might have to share. Chris, listen. We haven't really talked about this. What do you actually do? Just for the guys that are listening that might want to get more of the fucking Bruin dog.
So I help coaches, gym owners, I'd say brick and mortars, but mainly gym owners and coaches in the health wellness space, generate leads, make more sales, and use paid traffic to their leverage. I think is a big thing. I think one of the things that we've done since working together with you, as an example, I think Paul has a great foundation of his content, but just getting it to expose it to more people. And then I think like coaches want just the funnel, or they want just the ads. I think the power is like doing what you do, showing up daily with content, but then having a strategy behind paid ads.
Yeah.
And it legitimately, I mean, I don't
know a serious business that doesn't invest money in ads.
I just think it's the brick and mortar of an online business.
Yeah.
Like your traffic is your brick and mortar. It's like what you'd spend on.
How else
a
do people
lease
find out
or,
about you?
Probably Instagram.
Dude, that makes sense. Say that again.
Yeah,
I've never heard you say that before.
Your online traffic is like your brick and mortar of a local business.
So that's what you pay. You
paid
basically pay
ads.
brick and mortar for footfall, don't you?
Yeah, basically you pay for like your location. You'd pay.
Fucking
like,
tell me about it.
Yeah, rent, square footage. Like you'd find a great location for local business.
Yeah.
Well, ads allow you to be as targeted in who you want to
don't-
attract.
These days, you don't need a great location, do you?
No, exactly. You can just be wherever you want and
I
attract
mean, I'm
people in.
fucking in South Shields.
There
The
you go.
arsehole of fucking
And
England.
I think like you've actually built a better business since you were back in South Shields. where other people are going to places like Marbella to like
Build it on
show that lifestyle, that influencer lifestyle. But
I definitely did that. I went to Marbella for 2 reasons. One, just fucking show everyone that I was living in Marbella. 2, because I was running away from something. Yeah, but yeah, you're right about that. It's 100%. Mate, I love living in South Shields now. It's mad, that, innit?
Build the business you want wherever you want, in the way that you want.
Mate, I hated South Shields, you know. Mate, you know. When I left South Shields, I fucking hated South Shields. I hated everybody. But the reality was, I fucking hated myself.
Yeah.
That's why I went to Marbella. And guess what came with us? The same fucking problems came with us. Same person came with us. I didn't. Yeah. People always think that changing location or changing job, or changing their fucking partner is gonna make them fucking happy. And the reality is, like,
it's them that need the work.
It's them that needs the work.
I wrote a book years back. I didn't ever release it because I'm fucking stupid.
When you releasing this one again?
The Internal Warrior.
When you releasing this?
This one.
Yeah, when you putting it out? Not the one that you've just talked about.
That one.
Just because I'm just put loads of pressure on you right now.
It needs rewriting.
Well, it doesn't need rewriting. Actually, it doesn't need rewriting. I've read it. Mate, it's good.
It's good. It is good.
It's good.
But in there.
So when you're releasing it?
I don't know. You put me on the pressure right now.
You didn't ask it if you're going to release it. He was asking when you're going to release it.
Out, mate, before the end of the year.
When you say before the end of the year, when do you mean?
Look at them.
Matthew.
Let's not leave this.
Anyway.
When you say... Thought you like a young Jeffrey Epstein?
December.
No, he is. No, that's a.
I only know one Epstein, and I don't want to be related to him.
Well, that's right. That you avoid questions like that as well.
Yeah. There you go.
Did you know she was 15 years old? Mate, I'll tell you what it is. This one's getting fucking shut down, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one's getting. I'm definitely not getting a Spotify deal.
Anyway, I said something. I read something actually yesterday about him. Apparently, his fucking whole lists came out, and
it's long.
I don't know. I didn't read it.
I wrote about it in that book anyway.
I read something about him yesterday. I didn't read it. What the fuck? Did you read it or not?
I read part of it. And
you read the headline.
So basically, if you're constantly crashing your car, people are always crashing into you. You're the common denominator. Like if somebody always goes in the back of you, you can't blame everybody else just because he crashed in the back of you. I think that's like the big thing. Move to Marbella, you're still the same person.
Yeah.
Change.
I'm still a shit driver. I'm still a shit fucking driver. Legit, I'm a shit driver. Like.
Yeah.
Mate, so help online coaches.
Yeah. Get leads, make sales, scale up the programs.
I love it. Hey, how would you end up doing that?
Natural evolution, I think.
Was it?
Was the boot camps, then started doing marketing for the boot camps, realized that I liked marketing more than coaching, fitness.
Yeah.
And then just progressed that way.
Yeah. Mad. I love it. Where can the guys find out more about you?
At It's Chris Brown. It's me, Chris Brown.
On Instagram.
Me, Chris
on Instagram.
Brown.
Oh, we're going on Instagram.
On Insta.
Oh,
yeah.
Me, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's me, Chris.
So we're all in. Hang on, this is a very long name. At It's me,
Chris _Brown.
Holy shit, we're gonna have to get a better one than that much.
Yeah, I know.
I'm the Is Paul Mort one, I think. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put a fucking link in the show notes.
Yeah.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
The website's not like even remotely.
Fuck websites.
So just direct message me.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it much. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. Well.